So in this video, we are going to see how to create trendline lines in Excel. For this, we are going to use this data set in which we have prices for coffee and tea over the period of time from 1992 to 2019. So first, we are going to plot the graph of the prices of coffee roasted over this period of time, and then I will show you how to add trend lines to the same graph. Okay, so you can see the prices for coffee and tea over in a comparative graph over the period of time. So if you select the variables of interest for which you want to plot the graph, in this case year and the prices of roasted coffee, and then you go to the interactive menu and you go to insert. Here you can see that in charts you have this chart with light dots, and here you can do just scatter. You can have the scatter with smooth lines and market. And in this case, I'm just going to use the scatter just with the smooth lines, okay, in which it doesn't show that dots. Right. So this is what you have directly. You can see that you have the period of time on the horizontal axis and the prices for coffee in the vertical axis. So now you can edit this graph. So the first thing that we can do, for example, is to remove the title. And we can add a legend, which is going to be very useful, especially when we add the prices for tea. And we can change the name of this legend. You can say select data. And here you can select edit, say series name. So we can say, well, I want the series name to be coffee prices, for example. Yeah. We don't have to modify anything else, but if you had to modify, for example, the values for X or values for Y, this also will be the place to do it. Okay, so you'll just select this, select the data that you want to add in this box, and then you press OK. Okay. Now we press OK, and this is what we will have. You can also have the axis titles. So for example, here we can have year or period of time, and in the vertical axis we could have prices. Yeah, and you can also modify, for example, the format of the axis. Yeah, so for example, can you see that here the period of time actually goes from 1990 to 2025? This is what Excel has done by default. But we could tell Excel, no, actually my data starts in 1992 and it finishes in 2019. So let's put it 2019. So I don't want you to make it bigger, the axis, than it actually is. You could actually do this and it's modified straight away. Yep. Can you see? Like it's done that. So here you have 2017, but the end of the graph will be 2019. Right, so now what we are gonna do is to add another series to this graph. Okay, let me put it a little bit more up. So I move this. And what we are gonna do is to add the trend for the tea prices. So we can have a comparative in the same graph between the coffee and the tea prices. So for this, you right-click on the graph and you go to select data, and then in the entries, you say add a new entry, yeah, and then we say what's going to be the series name. Well, the other one, I put coffee prices, so here let's say tea prices, yeah, and then for the X value, you still want in the horizontal axis the year. Okay, so we want exactly the same X value than before, because what we want to see is the trend line of the tea prices over the years. And then in the Y value, so in the values for the vertical axis, what you want is the prices of tea. So you select this, now you press OK. everything seems correct. So we press OK, we go to the graph, and yes, effectively you can see now we have in blue the coffee prices and the tea prices. And now it could be, now that you have the graph, it will be up to you to research a bit in this market and see the similarities and the divergences that, for example, we have here of the variations in the prices for coffee and tea.